I'm gonna be reading all 144 issues of Invincible in 7 days. Why? Because people won't stop recommending this series to me. Growing up, I loved the superhero genre. It was genuinely like the only thing I would ever watch. And then everything started to suck. Everything became lame, childish. So much brain rot, so much brain rot, so much brain rot. So I stopped. I stopped watching everything. I was tired of it. It felt like nobody was able to tell an interesting story anymore. And a part of me was just really scared I was gonna think the same thing about Invincible. Luckily, my friend Justin let me borrow the entire series. Do you see how much content this is? I don't know what to think about the series. Is it actually good? It's time to begin day 1. So I'm pretty much going into this completely blind. Let's dive into this. Our story begins with our main character, Mark Grayson, flying through the sky with a dude that has a bomb strapped to his chest. We cut to 4 months earlier before Mark has his powers. The way he gets his abilities is actually so epic. He throws this trash bag and then he realizes he has superpowers. I know, it's crazy. So how was your day, Mark? Fine. I think I'm finally getting superpowers. Yeah, son, we don't really care. Can you pass the potatoes? Bro, that's it? They didn't care? This is Mark's mom, Debbie, and this is Mark's father, Omni-Man. We're gonna talk about these two a little bit more later in the video. For now, Mark jumps off a roof to kill him, test out his power. So I thought we were gonna get some like really cool origin story to Mark, but it seems like that's not the case. Here is a list of Mark's abilities. He has super strength, he's practically invincible, he has super speed, he can fly, and he can regenerate. Overall, this first issue, even though it's super short, there's a lot that's packed into it. We get his origin story. Mark tests out his powers. We get to see his iconic suit. And Mark even chooses his superhero name, which I actually think it's really adorable how he does it. Mark gets in trouble at school for beating up this bully. So he gets called to the principal's office where the principal tells him, that dude's like twice your size. You're not. This story is going by so fast. Okay, so that was the first issue. There's 47 of them in this book. Oh my God, this is gonna take a while. 3 things I need to tell you. Number 1, this video is gonna have my blind reaction to all of Invincible, and it's gonna have thoughts and opinions that constantly change as the story progresses. If you get mad at something I said in day 1, just wait until like day 6, because it might have changed. Number 2, I'm gonna be doing my best to retell the main points of the Invincible series so that old and new viewers can easily follow along. Number 3, spoilers. We're gonna be going through the story in order from beginning to end. So if you don't wanna get spoiled, leave the video when we get to where you're at in the series. I'm going to try to constantly update the time codes down below to help you out a bit. This video took over a month to make, so many pages to script, edit, reshoot. It was a lot, so I really hope you enjoy. Okay, so there's a lot of superheroes in this world. We just got introduced to the teen team. Is that right? We got Robot, Adam Eve, Rex Splode, Duplicate. That's it. There's 4 of them. And it looks like one of those members is actually one of Mark's classmates. Maybe a potential love interest. Eve is actually dating Rex. He's a member of the teen team. Mark and his father Omni-Man team up to fight this dimension-traveling alien species. This teacher is strapping bombs to students. Wait a minute. Oh. An alien arrives, because why not? This is Alan, and I love him. I think Alan's my favorite character. Alan starts fighting Mark. Mark's like, dude, why don't we just have a civil conversation instead? Alan agrees, and they become friends. And then Alan leaves. Dude, is this fucking Batman? Are you guys familiar with the Justice League? Well, they're not in this story. Instead, we got the discount Walmart version of them, the Guardians of the Globe. They're a superhero group tasked with maintaining peace on Earth, just like Mark's father, Omni-Man. And it looks like their team is being summoned for something really important. Well, what's the emergency? What the hell is going on? This is cool. Look at the shock on my face. So Omni-Man just killed all of them. That's fucking awesome. This moment is one of 2 spoilers I knew about the series before diving in. Surprisingly, it didn't take away from my reaction. Genuine shock is the best way you could describe this moment because it catches you so off guard and it happens so fast. The entire Guardian slaughter is 2 pages long. That's it. Which actually, now that I think about it, I don't really know if I like. We just got introduced to the Guardians, so we really don't know anything about them. We don't know who they are as people. We barely know much about their powers. They honestly just serve as a plot device to show us that Omni-Man is bad, which does a really good job in. But also, like, were these guys even powerful? We don't actually know. I feel like this was a missed opportunity to have a giant issue-long battle where the Guardians of the Globe fight Omni-Man. Like, imagine we got some really cool panels and like the characters are running around and doing all their attacks. You know, like you could have fleshed this moment out. But no, they died. Omni-Man is evil. That sucks. You know what sucks even more though? Oh, Mark, it was horrible. It was Rex with Kate, and there was more than one of her. Oh my God. This story does a really good job in changing your perspective on characters. Omni-Man is now bad. Rex is a loser. And Eve, I already liked Eve, but now I just want the best for her. Is this supposed to be Star Trek? We do make a great team. You think? 100%, bro. These two are getting together. This little romance subplot that's been building between Eve and Mark had me super hooked. I was so excited to see where this was going to go. Mamma mia. What? No. Oh my God. No. Oh, that's so sad. Damn, dude. This girl can't catch a break. Okay, so one of the Guardians of the Globe just got revived and he just dipped. This is interesting. So I guess my first little theory I'm gonna make for this series is he's gonna end up regaining his memories and then he's going to out Omni-Man for being the one who murdered everyone. That seems like it's possible because if that doesn't happen, I don't really understand how Omni-Man gets revealed for his crimes. Now we're on issue 10. We get shown that Omni-Man has something he needs to tell Mark. Yeah, no, you really do. I was kind of nervous, not gonna lie. I was really scared that he was just gonna straight up tell Mark. I felt like that was gonna be a really uninteresting way for him to find out. Imagine this, it'd be so much cooler. Omni-Man is currently in the middle of battle, fighting, I don't know, Immortal. And as they're battling, Omni-Man shouts out something Mark probably shouldn't hear, but Mark does, because he has powers. And he flew up there to sit. What am I even talking about? This is exactly what happens, and it is so cool. I killed you once, I'll do it again. Oh my God. Oh my God. Obviously from the meme and who Omni-Man is as a character in pop culture, I could infer that Mark was eventually gonna find out. I didn't think it was gonna be like this. Oh my God. Okay, son, I've decided to tell you the truth. I think you're old enough to know where I really come from. Omni-Man explains his real origin story. He is a Viltrumite from the planet Viltrum. They are an incredibly powerful barbaric species hell-bent on invading planets and taking them over. Omni-Man has been tasked with surveying Earth, becoming friendly with the citizens, gaining their trust so that he could eventually pull up with the rest of the Viltrumites and just conquer everything. So he's gonna kill everyone on Earth? Let me guess, he wanted to kill everyone on Earth, but then he fell in love. Is that the story? Is this where that's going? Omni-Man is trying his best to convince Mark to join his side. The people on Earth don't matter, dude. The two of us are going to outlive them. Bro, I never even loved your mom, okay? I see her as a pet. Trust me, son, this is the only way. Mark refuses, which starts this epic battle between father and son. I was so close to nailing that. Mark is just heavily outclassed here. This is barely a fight. It's a slaughter. Omni-Man is just on a completely different level, dude. Your mother means nothing to me. I'm telling you the truth for the first time in your life. No, dude, this is not cool. They're crashing through buildings, fighting in the sky, battling in the ocean, smashing through the Arctic. The entire scene is just so epic, and it leads to this moment. Mark is shattered, practically broken, laying on the snow beneath his father. Omni-Man is pissed, screaming, "Think, Mark. Think. The older we get, the slower we age. You will outlast every fragile being on this planet. You will live to see the end of this civilization. Everything you know will be gone. What will you have after 500 years? You, Dad. I'd still have you. Dad? Welcome everybody to Teniz's top 5 moments in Invincible. There is a lot of incredible moments in this story. So I thought it'd be fun to incorporate this list in the video of the moments that made me just go, oh my God, what? This is insane. As the video progresses, we're gonna slowly fill this out. The Think Mark scene is iconic, genuinely such an important moment for the series. It was also the only other thing I knew about the story before diving in. The scene is shocking, jaw-dropping, genuinely so fun to read through. And it ends with Omni-Man flying away. He's crying. Aww. What does this even mean? This is such an incredible hook for this story. Moving along, Mark wakes up in the Pentagon. Omni-Man used to work for this guy, Cecile. He is a government dude tasked with keeping Earth safe. Your father is gone. We need a replacement. You mean me? Pretty much, yeah. So now Invincible is a full-time superhero who works for the government. William and Eve are dating. It just kind of happens. I don't know, just go with it. We find out that the entire fight and conversation between Mark and his father got leaked to the public. And as a result, Mark's mom, Debbie, is an emotional wreck. She is so upset learning the truth about her husband. She's even started drinking to numb the pain. And you're probably wondering, so is Omni-Man actually gone? I guess. He hasn't come back and nobody really knows where he went. So far, I'm really enjoying the story. This is when the story started to suck. With Omni-Man gone, the story started to lose its momentum. Mark started going on really uninteresting side quests. This is a fish that Mark is supposed to marry. Why? Eve and William's romantic subplot is really lame. Mark and his new girlfriend Amber's romantic subplot is also really lame. Mark is struggling to balance his superhero life with his academic life, and oh my god, this is so stressful. I just did not care for any of this, man. We were on such a high with the Think Mark scene, so then having all of this stuff happen right after it, it was just so uninteresting. I don't want you guys to be together. Yeah, a lot of it was really boring, but then something unexpected happened. Okay, so we're on issue 16, and I'm a little confused. This honestly looks like we've entered a time skip, but this is like if everything went wrong. It looks like Omni-Man is back, and Mark has joined Omni-Man, which is exactly what I didn't think was gonna happen. We follow this guy, Angstrom Levy, as he's running away from Invincible, flying in the sky, threatening to kill people. Levy enters this cardboard box, where he gets transported to an underground facility where we see Robot and Immortal. They ask him if he's been followed. Omni-Man and Mark just invaded the Guardians of the Galaxy. That's not their name. The Guardians of the Globe. And then a portal opened up, took one of the members. What the hell just happened? Okay, so we started off this issue in a completely different dimension where Mark and Omni-Man have teamed up and are taking over the world. And now we've cut back to our dimension. So it seems like dimensional travel is an actual thing in this universe. The rest of the day involved the story going back to all the uninteresting stuff, Mark and Amber's relationship being a giant portion of it. Mark, do you still want to be with me? What? Yes, of course. Why would you ask me that? Mark and Amber being together, I honestly didn't really buy it. I felt like she was just a placeholder for when Eve and Mark would eventually get together. I was really hoping that was gonna happen. It's just like none of these romantic subplots were really doing it for me, man. Mark kept going on uninteresting missions, and then he would go to Amber, and Amber would be like, what happened? And he would be like, oh, well, I got mugged. Shut up! Overall, day one started off really fun, and then it just kind of sucked. Hopefully things get better in day two. The story of Invincible is going intergalactic. We start today's reading with Mark embarking on a mission to Mars. Objective? Make sure that these astronauts have the safest trip possible. They got enslaved. But rest assured, our boy Mark managed to save all of them. They forgot this guy. Mark my words, I'll become relevant in the story later. Yeah, whatever, buddy. Whatever you say. The reason that they didn't realize he was missing was because... So it looks like one of the aliens from Mars shapeshifted into an astronaut, and now he lives on Earth. I wonder if that storyline's gonna go anywhere. Even William just broke up. I had a feeling, bro. William and I broke up. If you've got a minute, I'd really like to talk to you. It's important. Now, what could this be about? Now, I was pretty hyped for this moment. All signs here pointed to Eve confessing to Mark, which was going to make him a little conflicted. I remember you was conflicted. I mean, his relationship with Amber isn't the easiest to maintain, so maybe Eve is the girl that he should go after. But if he did that, what would William think? Would he get angry? The stakes are high, the drama's increasing. So what did Eve say? I don't want to be a superhero anymore. That is not at all what I expected. Eve didn't confess, but it's clear that she likes him. This little moment between them two is honestly super bittersweet. Now it's time to look at my favorite plotline in the entire series, Mark and Amber. Just break up already, please. They didn't break up. Instead, Mark tells Amber that he's invincible, and then they have subscribe. They hit the subscribe button and helped us get closer to 10,000 subscribers. Why can't you be like that? Why don't you do that? Why don't you do that? All right, sorry. Let's get back to Dude Reads comic book. And so, dear reader, we turn our attentions elsewhere to give young Mark Grayson and Amber Bennett some privacy. Alan works for the Coalition of Planets. They have a mission to take down the Viltrumites and stop their quest of taking over the entire galaxy. Alan informs the great this guy about Omni-Man and Mark. More specifically, about how Omni-Man abandoned his post and how Mark is actually a good guy. Alan, you did such a good job. Too good of a job, in fact, because the Viltrumites proceeded to jump his ass. Oh my God! Oh my God! What? When Alan went back home to report everything, the Viltrumites went over there too and were like, is it true that you saw Omni-Man, and is it true that he has a child? And then they just fucking killed him! That was my favorite character. No. Oh my God, this is so gruesome. They better bring Omni-Man back into this story, because I don't have any more favorite characters anymore, man. At least he had fun before he died. The death was a fake out. I don't like fake out deaths, but I am happy Alan's still in the story. So I don't really know. Interesting. So there is a mole inside of the Council of Coalition. We're now on issue 24. Now we cut over to the Mueller twins and Angstrom Levy. The story's been frequently cutting over to them over the past couple of issues, but it's rarely given us enough information to actually care about this plot line until now. This is an insane panel. Hold on. They have like hundreds of this man from all across the multiverse hooked up to this one machine so that he can absorb all the knowledge of all of him, and then he can be ultra powerful. Are they setting him up to be Mark's first main supervillain? That's what it seems like. Oh, and Mark's here. Wow, what is happening? Mark tries to put a stop to this, but it doesn't work. The lab completely blows up, but Levy still manages to obtain the knowledge of the multiverse. But he looks absolutely horrible now. So he leaves, and he has a mission to come back and hurt Invincible. One thing about the story is I feel like it's all over the place, man. Probably like this video. I think this is a pretty good moment to talk about my biggest issue with the Invincible comic so far. The storylines in the series are frankly all over the place. Just like me. Instead of focusing on a couple of storylines to follow along, the author is constantly starting new plot lines and having us jump from one to the other, 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 without any real progress being made in any of them. I'm not saying that the story should be dumbed down and should only follow Mark, because I understand that's how stories work. They need subplots to constantly keep it interesting. But I think the author is way too ambitious at times, and it causes some of these sections to just feel like filler. I'm just trying to get through this so I can get back to the good stuff. It honestly just really causes the story to drag at times. I'm gonna be so for real with you. I didn't even know that Levy was a character I was supposed to pay attention to until now, which I think is a bit of an issue. That's my biggest issue with the series so far. Thankfully, it's only really a problem in the first compendium. The second and third books do a way better job in tightening up the story and giving us a lot better payoffs to the things that are being set up. This right here is so dumb. I actually love it. At the beginning of the issue, Mark was going to go buy a comic book from the series Science Dog, and then Science Dog showed up at his house. I think we just got a new favorite character here. Science Dog is actually a bug person from space. The bug people want Mark's help because their planet is in danger. So Mark, being the good guy that he is, decides, sure, let's go to your planet. Look, Mark, I see that you're a really good guy and everything, and this is really nice that you're doing this, but aren't you a little naive? You don't even really know these people, and you're a Viltrumite. And people don't like that. What I thought was gonna happen, happened. Mark got lied to. These bug people didn't want him over here for that. This is actually kind of crazy. They brought Mark over to this planet for this. Our monarch requested an audience with you immediately upon arrival. Oh my God. Oh my God. Whoa. Whoa. Oh. What the fuck? That's so cool. Oh my God, dude. Fuck. Omni-Man, king of the fucking grasshoppers? Yes, that's so cool. It is pretty easy to tell that I was super excited for this. Omni-Man is back in the story. That's so cool. I was so excited that I ended up making this. It's cringe. I'm sorry. Mark has just encountered his father for the first time after getting the shit kicked out of him. What's gonna happen? Is Mark gonna cry? Piss his pants? Has Omni-Man turned a new cheek? Maybe he's gonna be a good guy now. I don't know. Find out all of this and more, I think, on the Teniz YouTube channel in about 5 seconds. Let's continue reading. We're now on issue 26. He's gonna talk to his dad. No, Mark, he's evil. He's evil, Mark. Mark begs his father to come back so that everything can go back to the way it was. Mark's been struggling to cope with what has happened, and his mother even more. The poor girl's been drinking bottles. She's just trying to forget, man. She's just trying to forget. And it's just, the breakup's not easy. Omni-Man refuses though, saying that he can't reverse what's been done. The damage has already happened. I had 2 choices, to kill you or to leave you all behind. I did this for you, Mark. Omni-Man feels absolutely horrible about what has happened, but also it is what it is. He has a new life now. He's the ruler of this bug planet, and on top of all of that, oh my God, ew, what the fuck? I don't wanna see this. I don't wanna see this. I don't wanna see this. Nah, bro, he didn't even break up with his wife. This is cheating. This is bestiality. Mark is incredibly angry, and rightfully so. This dude, Omni-Man, is really choosing to abandon them. So you might be wondering, cause I definitely was, if this is the case, that Omni-Man wants to abandon Debbie and Mark on Earth, why did Omni-Man ask Mark to come to this planet? That doesn't really make any sense. He has something to show Mark. That is your little brother? What? Okay. Oh my God. Mark has a younger brother? Why does it look like a human? This was more shocking to me than the Guardians dying. This was more shocking to me than witnessing the Think Mark scene. This is more shocking to me than discovering how much Kendrick Lamar hates Drake. Hopefully that joke ages well. They're currently beefing while I'm recording this, and it's crazy. I don't know what happened to me, but genuinely my brain broke when I saw this. Like, I couldn't even compute the fact that Mark now has a brother. What is happening? What is this story? Okay, so Omni-Man had his son Mark come over to this planet because he's gonna get hunted down by Viltrumites, and Omni-Man needs Mark's help in taking them all out. And they're here. Oh my God, they're here. Mark flies off with his new younger brother and Bug, while Omni-Man tries his best to hold off the Viltrumite invasion. This battle is awesome. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. You know what's even cooler than this though? No, why are we cutting back to Earth? Look, I'll be real. We cut away to some of these characters like Immortal and Black Samson and Rex. A part of me doesn't really care about these characters just because there's little to no characterization. I mean, the only thing we really got about Rex was that he cheated on his girlfriend. Why do I care about a man who cheated on his girlfriend? This goes back to my point that I made a couple minutes earlier. There's too many plot lines. I really just found myself struggling to care about maybe 70% of it. And it's mainly because of just how it's presented to us in the story. Why, in the middle of this amazing Viltrumite battle, are we cutting to this? The Immortal, a man who has lived for generations, is talking about how he has feelings for Duplicate, a girl who I'm pretty sure is a teenager. Is this really the time to be showing me this? I just want to see murder. Oh, things are about to go crazy right now. The Viltrumites practically eradicated this city and its people, which leads us to seeing this panel, which I just absolutely adore. Omni-Man talks about the Bug people, saying that they're inferior, they're weak, they are lesser than him, and yet he still cares. He cares about the fact that this happened to them. And he's angry that he does. He's angry that he has to feel sad about such a low life form. Mark explains to Omni-Man that that's okay. It's okay that you care. That means you're normal. Omni-Man grabs Mark by the throat, saying, "What makes you think that your way is right? That your way is normal?" I think it's really cool to see this. Omni-Man's development as a character is probably my favorite part of the entire series of Invincible. Just seeing this really angry man develop into a kinder soul is something that's just so fascinating to read about. Anyway, now the Viltrumites have pulled up, so... Okay, this has to be the coolest double page in the entire series. Oh my God. The artwork on this is incredible. This fight is an absolute bloodbath. The Viltrumites are literally fighting with everything they got, and Mark is kind of just a little toddler stuck in the middle of it, struggling to really keep up. It felt so barbaric seeing the things that these Viltrumites did to one another. I mean, look, Omni-Man grabs this guy and then he bashes his head into him, and then the dude's eyeball pops out, and we're just supposed to be looking at these panels like, yeah, this is great. It was a pretty cool battle. I'm really surprised with how it ended though. I didn't see this coming. They lost, and Omni-Man got taken away. Omni-Man gets taken away to a Viltrumite prison. Mark returns to Earth with his new baby brother, Oliver, and his mom decides, sure, I'll take care of the kid. Eve asks Mark to come to Africa to see her. He brought Amber. This section of the story is super juicy though. You can tell that Eve is super jealous by their relationship and is trying to create little ripples to get them to split. Anyway, you remember that Martian that had the abilities of shape-shifting? Well, he decided that he wants to be a superhero now. And look at this. He hit the Luffy Gear 5 pose. Anyway, I'm not gonna talk about this character for the rest of this video, so that's it. I just really wanted to talk about One Piece, and any chance I get to talk about it in anything, I will do it. Cutting back over to Africa, Mark gets a call from his mother. Angstrom Levy, oh my God, this dude. He has Mark and Oliver hostage. That's not good. Mark is enraged and he flies over there as fast as he can, and before he even gets a chance to lay a finger on Levy, he gets sent to another dimension. Okay, what? It's fucking Spider-Man. He traveled to Spider-Man's dimension. That's so cool. Levy has the ability to open portals to another dimension. This was an incredibly fun section in the story to read through. Mark gets sent to a bunch of different dimensions. A bonfire, the Walking Dead universe. These are dinosaurs that speak English. And also we had this one, wow.
He ran into Batman as well. Bro, this is awesome.
Mark and Levi battle it out as they get sent through dimension and dimension and dimension. The battle is actually pretty quick to read through. It's incredibly fast paced because the moment Mark gets his hands on this dude,
whoa. Whoa. He killed him. He killed him. He killed him! Oh my God. Now he's stuck in another dimension? Wow. Wow, 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 wow.
Mark killed a man. And honestly, I couldn't be happier. A bulk of reading through this book has been watch Mark be invincible and he go on wacky adventure. Oh my God, what is he gonna do this time? He has girl problems. Oh, what's he gonna do about this girlfriend of his? How is he going to get to his classes in time? Silly Mark, he has an exam to take. I didn't really care for it, but this moment brought hope. I just felt like the story had the potential to become something more, to become more mature. And it just felt like my dreams, my wishes, my hopes for the series were finally coming true.
I love that this happened. This story just got so much better.
Mark wanders through the desert distraught. One of the ideas that's constantly brought up in the story is that Invincible is Omni-Man's son, and Omni-Man is an angry guy who kills people. Is Mark gonna be like that? Mark's been having this internal conflict. He really doesn't want to end up like his father, a man that kills. And that's exactly what he just did. Okay, so the Guardians of the Globe, 15 years in the future, have traveled to this dimension to go and get Mark and bring him back to his dimension because the past 15 years have been horrible. I honestly didn't really like that this happened at first. I felt like it was a bit lazy and the author just wrote himself into a corner and then needed some way to get himself out of it. The future Guardians of the Globe, 15 years in the future, come back in time, travel through dimensions to find Mark in that very moment, just to send him back to where we were at in the timeline. It just felt too easy, but I won't complain about it because we get this moment where the adult version of Eve confesses. She does now what she wished she did earlier and tells Mark how much she loves him. And she says, please let her know. Please tell her. Please, if you're going to reject her, if you're going to accept it, don't tell me, tell her. Oh my God, oh my God.
Oh my God. Dude, what the fuck?
I wanted this to happen so badly. Eve is so much better for Mark than Amber, but I didn't want it to happen like this. Because 2 pages earlier, he was literally on a date with Amber. I wanted them to have this moment, but not like this. This is bad. You're still in a relationship with Amber. Okay, never mind. They broke up. We're back on track. Let's do this thing. Also, Alan is fully healed and the leader of the coalition of planets is a Viltrumite. So, if there was one word I could use to describe Invincible, everything I've read so far, it's that it's slow, super slow, incredibly slow. The amount of time it takes to get something actually going in the story, it's been a bit of a slog, but some of these payoffs are pretty worth it. At times, some of them aren't, but some of them are. I need a little bit more from the story right now. Currently, I'm on issue 42. I think it's about time that Eve and Mark get together. Mark's brother, Oliver, is growing up so fast. The beauty of life. Time flies, and if you don't stop to look around once in a while, you might miss it. That was so corny. Also, he has powers. And now fully healed Alan comes down to Earth to talk to Mark about some exposition. Mark tells Alan that, hey, my dad Omni-Man, you know him, I know him. That dude got locked up and he's probably going to be executed. This was pretty cool. I felt like some kind of prison break scene was about to happen. There's no way that they just kill Omni-Man here. This is pretty hype. But there's something a little bit cooler. And it's this. Hey Mark, I hear you're single now, huh? So are we dating or what? Honestly, I think this Eve and Mark plotline is the only thing that's really keeping me going. I really like Eve. I really like this character. This is it, people. The moment we've all been waiting for. He fucking blew it. He told her that the future version of her told him that she liked him and she just left. Oh my God. He blew it, dude. They didn't get together. Mark, you're so stupid. You're so dumb, you're so dumb, you're so dumb. I hate you. Why would you do this? If only. I pray to the gods that a Viltrumite comes down from the planet Viltron and beats the ever-living shit out of— Oh, that happened. Oh my God. Wow. How did Whoa. The Viltrumite left and ran into Alan. Alan fought them, but then allowed himself to get captured because then he would get thrown in prison to go see Omni-Man. So cool, I feel like we're gonna get a prison break scene. And we just cut over to Omni-Man. This is sick. He's apparently not dead. I think I missed my wife. Are you fucking... Oh my God. I don't know what I think about this man. Can you believe that he even had the audacity to say this? Which wife are you talking about, Omni-Man? The bug that you impregnated with this human child? Or the wife that you left behind who is currently drinking bottles because she misses you? You little shithead. I don't know. Look, I like Omni-Man, I really do. But this poor woman has been through enough. She's even moved on. She really loved you, dude. And I don't know. Anyway, now we're on the last issue. It has been such a ride to get here. Such a long journey, but we're here. I feel like something's about to happen in this issue. Alan and Omni-Man see each other. Oliver flies over to Mark to help him fight a couple of villains. And on the final page of the compendium, we see this. An army of undead US robots. Oh my God, finally! It's finished. We finished one of the books. Now I just got to do that 2 more times. So after finishing the first compendium, I took a short break just to process everything that I had read. I honestly feel like the book, it has a lot of great stuff, but because of how long it takes to get to those moments, it kind of kills its momentum. I don't know. Is that weird? I'm just really used to mangas where stuff happens a lot quicker. Anyway, before this day ends, I do want to start diving into the second book. So let's do it. Compendium number 2. We got issues 48 through 96 in this one. Why does he have a blue suit? What is this about? Dude, it is so late at night. I'm so exhausted. Starting off this compendium, there's a character I feel like I should finally address, and that's him. This is Cecile. He's a government dude tasked with the goal of protecting the Earth. He's been doing a lot of shady stuff. A lot of the murderers and just all around bad people that Invincible has been taking out through the story, Cecile has been recruiting them to work for the United States of America. This is an issue. He's been doing this all under Mark's nose, and Mark just found out about it. And he's not happy. Oh my God! Whoa. I don't think you quite realize the gravity of the situation. I protect the world, and you're going to try and stop me? That makes you my enemy. Cecile planned to take down Mark. That's crazy. He fails, obviously, and Mark manages to fly away and go inform the new Guardians of the Globe. He tells them all about what Cecile's been planning. They side with Mark, and we get this moment, which is, oh my God, it's so badass. If we're done, we're done. Get it? I don't want you in my life. I don't want you messing with me. Whatever I've been paid, whatever you've given us, it's mine. You stay away from my family. I don't want you talking to my mother. I don't want you coming to my house. Stay away from Oliver. If you try to recruit my little brother, I'll kill you. Yo, this story just got so much fucking cooler. Now it's at this point in the day where, oh, my bedtime's coming up. You know, I gotta start going to sleep. I got some things to do in the morning. But no, I was hooked. I had to keep reading. Eve and Mark got together. Mark started training Oliver, and they actually get some pretty cool new suits. Mark is now rocking this blue suit, which I think is pretty cool. He doesn't really like it, but dude, come on. It's blue. And then Oliver, I mean, Kid Omni-Man gets this really cool suit. I really like their new character designs. They kind of remind me of Batman and Robin. Maybe that's what the author was going for. I don't know. I didn't look it up, and I don't really care to. Now, I know what you're thinking, because I'm thinking it too. Kid Omni-Man? Dude, Oliver can't go around calling himself that. Omni-Man is like #1 public enemy. That's really bad. This dude killed people. So like if Kid Omni-Man shows up, isn't that gonna turn a couple of heads? You'd be right. But, oh my God, this name fits him so well. Why? It's not because he's literally Omni-Man's child, but because he murders people. Oh my God. Dude, oh my God. Kid Omni-Man just fucking killed one of the Mauler twins. Welcome back to top 5 moments in the entire series. Right now, this is one of my top 5 moments in the series. This is so sick. Kid Omni-Man is a little shithead. I fucking hate this guy. I just want to tell you this now because reasons. This little fucker ended up becoming my favorite character in Invincible for like a really long time. For the entirety of the second book, I was glued to the pages whenever he would show up. He is incredible. Such an amazing character. Look at this mischievous smile. What is this dude plotting? Oh, dude, you little sly
Conniving little bastard, fuck you.
And I just really enjoy those little moments where he influences Mark. Did you ever think that maybe Dad was right? Sometimes. Oh my God, no way he just said that.
When did the story become so fucking good? Wow. I'm speechless right now at how much enjoyment I'm finding from the second book. All of that setup, everything. We're getting so many payoffs. This is everything I wanted. I'm so happy.
Today is day 4? I don't even know. Today's been a pretty eventful day. I had a family outing I needed to get to, but that doesn't mean we're gonna skip out on this reading.
What's going on, gamers? I just watched Alan and Omni-Man break out of prison. That shit was badass. Anyway, now I'm gonna go live my life.
So we started off the day with reading through the prison break scene, which was incredible. I really like this beast dude. He was really fun. All around this entire prison break scene, I wish it was a little bit more, but I really like what we got. A couple of other things happened as well. Amber's new boyfriend beat her. Whoa! I know I wanted the story to become mature, but I was not expecting this. Mark is furious about this, and he flies over to Amber's new boyfriend and threatens him. This isn't really brought up later, and it doesn't really have any overall influence on the plot itself, but I just think it's kind of cool that Mark did this. What an interesting moment for the character. Mark and Eve say, "I love you." I'm pretty sure this is the first time that they said this, which is really adorable. Oh my God, I'm so happy for them. Levi is apparently alive, and he has an army of Invincibles from different dimensions. This is really cool because, oh my God, he has an army of Invincibles from all across the freaking multiverse ready to fight our main Invincible. But also, I was kind of a little disappointed in this because I just feel like it takes away from the idea that Mark killed a man. I mean, there's so much emphasis on the fact that, oh my God, Mark is like Omni-Man now. He killed this man. But no, he didn't kill him at all, which I guess is cool. Like, Mark's conscience could rest easy now, but also, man, that was so cool. The idea that Mark was a murderer and now he had to live with that. But in reality, this guy's still here. Again, I hate fake out deaths. A Viltrumite named Conquest comes down to fight Mark. This is a really horrifying battle because Mark honestly stands absolutely no chance against this guy until dun 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 dun, Kid Omni-Man appears and he No. Yeah, he gets wrecked. Kid Omni-Man, Oliver, he stands no chance against this guy. Mark is back to 1v1 scenario against Conquest. And again, he's not really doing the best until Miss Adam Eve shows up and no, this can't be happening. This can't be happening. Eve is dead. Mark and I have a couple of things in common. We're both brunettes. We both have younger brothers. We both think that Eve is fine as hell. And we were both distraught, angry, upset that Eve is dead. Mark is angry. He's furious, and he channels all of that to beat the ever-living crap out of Conquest. Just absolutely murders the dude. Eve is alive. Because of course, because what is this series without another fake out death? Now, I'm not saying that Eve should be permanently dead because I didn't want that to happen to her. But why is there so many fake out deaths in this freaking series? Oh my God. Is anyone gonna die? Is anyone gonna die? Oh, also Rex is dead. That one is actually true. He's actually dead. Woo! Oh yeah, we finally got a death. I'm now on chapter 65. The story is taking a much darker route and I fucking love it. It is starting to separate itself from all the other superhero stories that I've experienced so far. It really feels like it's coming into its own and I really appreciate that. All the heroes gather to Rex Splod's funeral. Now, I'll be honest, he wasn't my favorite character in the series. Honestly, nowhere close to it. But he was a pretty entertaining addition. Robot stands up and he says a couple of kind words and Eve, she breaks down. She's not having the best time dealing with this. And it just makes sense because she did love the guy. There was a point in her life where this dude mattered a lot to her. I really enjoy how mature the story is with handling relationships and dynamics between characters. Not only this, but also earlier on in the story with Mark and Amber's breakup. I just thought it was so nice and done very well. Someone tries to hurt my family, someone I love. If there's another villain out there putting lives in danger, who's just going to keep coming at me until they finally succeed? I won't hesitate to kill them. That's awesome. I wonder how far this is gonna go. Is he gonna have like a redemption arc? Maybe he's gonna go down this dark path and then he's gonna realize, ooh, maybe killing was actually not a good idea. I don't know. I'm so intrigued. Also, do you see how much more progress I'm making at a faster rate now that the story has actually like become super interesting? I'm actually hooked. Reading this is awesome. Whereas with the first compendium, dude, I gotta be honest, there's a lot of slow moments. The build-up's worth it because that's the only reason why this is good. It's necessary, but man, was it slow. Mark is starting to turn, which I feel like is something that the story really needed. Alan and Omni-Man discover the, oh my God, what's it called? It's the Scrooge virus. I think that's it. This illness pretty much has the ability to wipe out all of the Viltrumites. This is Red Dino. We're not gonna talk about him right now, but we will. And then Eve is pregnant. Oh my God. Wow. That's crazy.
I fucking love this story. I just want to take a second to like process that I just said that. I really like, I love it, dude. I love this story.
This is awesome. This is awesome. This is awesome. Omni-Man and Alan have come down to Earth to recruit Mark and Oliver for the upcoming Viltrumite War. First of all, whoa. We're gonna battle the Viltrumites right now. Isn't this a little early on in the series? We're only about halfway through the entire thing. But hey, I'm cool with it. Okay, let's see what they do. Omni-Man and Debbie interact for the first time since Omni-Man left, which was just a really amazing scene to read through. Debbie is furious at Omni-Man, and he's just taking it and apologizing for what he did. And I'm just still so conflicted about what to think about these two. I don't know. Eve kisses Mark goodbye and Mark leaves. He leaves to go fight in a Viltrumite war where he could potentially die. And he doesn't even know that he has a child on the way. This story is becoming something special. Hello everybody and welcome to day 5 of Dude Reads Comic Book in a Week. You remember that Conquest dude that Invincible killed? Well, he didn't actually die. You see, Cecile moved his body to an underground facility without Mark knowing so that he can interrogate him when he regenerates. Conquest regenerated and he left. So, oh my God. Mark, Alan, Omni-Man, and Oliver are en route to the coalition of planets to go partake in the Viltrumite War when all of a sudden their ship gets ambushed by the one and only Conquest. And as a result, we get a pretty incredible fight. Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Fight Night. In this corner, we have Conquest, a Viltrumite who has previously been defeated by Mark Grayson, but has somehow come back to life. And over here, we have Mark Grayson. Who's gonna win? Honestly, you can't even really tell. Look at this. They both look like they died. And honestly, they both would've. Conquest is fully killed this time, dead, murdered, gone, out of the series. But Mark, he's holding on for dear life only because of the fact that his family was here. They were able to patch him up. But now they just gotta wait. We are currently on chapter 74. So Mark just got taken out and Omni-Man and Kid Omni-Man are waiting around for him to get better. This is nice because it allows for a little bit of bonding time between Oliver and his dad, which I really like. Overall though, I am enjoying it. Now I'm thinking general predictions for what's gonna go. I don't think the war happens yet. I think we lose here. I think Eve's gonna have that child. Maybe Invincible is gonna come back to Eve having a child and be like, look, we have a baby. What do you think? He's gonna be like, what the fuck, you didn't tell me you were pregnant? And she's gonna be like, ugh.
I didn't want you to worry.
And then he kills her. No, I don't know. That would be fucking crazy. Oliver dies. Boom. I don't know. Whack ass predictions, I know. I think Omni-Man doesn't make it to the end of the series. Okay, let's begin reading. So we've gone through a little bit of a time skip. Mark now has a beard as he was regenerating. It's kind of cool. Also, Mark agreed that he wasn't going to kill anyone anymore, and then he killed a man. Nothing just goes his way, and I love it. Our trio is now fully healed, and it's time to take part in the Viltrumite War. The Viltrumite War is over. Dude, it better not be fucking over. Are you kidding me? That wasn't even a war. We were going over to fight a war, and then we had a side quest because Mark got injured, and then they showed up, punched a couple of people, blew up a ship, and now the war is over. That was so lame. Okay, thankfully it isn't over. That would have been a little underwhelming. Our team chases down the retreating Viltrumites all the way over to planet Viltrum. We're bringing the fight to them, baby. Oliver, my current favorite character, is fighting. No, Not again.
Oh, did Oliver actually just die?
Oliver dies. Boom. No, he regenerates. He makes it out of this. I don't think he died. Give it a second, you know, because Eve died earlier and then she came back. He's gonna make it out of this one. Fake out deaths. Aren't they just the best? Oliver is actually gonna make it through this battle. You know who isn't though? The entire planet of Viltrum. We blew that shit up. Like, how do you even do something like this? That is so cool. Thrag, leader of the Viltrumites, gets so mad that he gives this dude he takes this dude's head off. Oh my god! Why did I say that?
At long last, Lord Argal, you have been avenged. You will not be missed. Grieve while you can, because I assure you, you are all next.
Jesus, dude. Thrag is actually crazy. Like, okay, now I'm starting to see where the story is going. Thrag is definitely shaping up to be the endgame boss. He is crazy powerful. He's making Omni-Man and Invincible look like freaking babies. It is so cool.
Mark, please know, no matter what I said, I always loved you. I thought that made me weaker, but I know now that it made me stronger. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Thrag punches a hole through Omni-Man and then smashes Mark's head in. And then he just leaves them there. I don't know if that made any sense. Look, listen. They just kicked the shit out of Mark and Omni-Man, which is pretty cool. Wow, awesome. But they just let him go because for some reason they need them alive, which some of the Viltrumites don't agree with. Hell, I don't agree with that shit either. I think you should kill him. Then again, the story would be over, which is not the coolest thing in the world. But yeah, you should kill him. Why do you want to keep him alive? Doesn't make any sense. They're probably going to end up beating you. It's not your story, it's Mark's. Now, unless the author comes up with some kind of good reason for why they should be alive, and not because it's the Viltrumite pride, and we need to do this the right way, and we want more Viltrumites on this in the world. If it is that, I'm gonna be pissed. I need like a good solid reason for why you didn't just kill Omni-Man and Mark. The Viltrumites end up retreating. Our boy Mark wakes up and talks to Alan. Alan doesn't have the best news. He says that we have no idea where the Viltrumites went.
But maybe he thought of another way to hurt us. Something more painful than death. You can't find them because they're not in this galaxy, Alan. The Viltrumites have gone to Earth.
Okay, that's kind of cool. Did that actually happen? Mark and the gang rush on over to Earth. At this point, my heart is beating. I'm trying to read through these pages as fast as I can. I am really curious. Are we just going to come back to Earth and then it's just completely blown up? Viltrumites have taken over?
Did you see any? Nothing. I don't see any. Me neither. They're not here. They're not here. Mark? We very much are here.
Motherfucker.
I suggest that we talk, the three of us. Your choice, fight or talk.
What's going on here? What is this author cooking? What are we about to read? This is one of the most big brain things I have ever read. Thrag is proposing a temporary truce because the Viltrumites' numbers are kind of low. So they're like, hey, leave us alone. We're just going to go to Earth, intermingle with a bunch of the people there and get our numbers up. If you don't agree with that, we will do everything we can to destroy this planet right now. But hey, also, you know, letting us be here, chilling, waiting for us to get our numbers up. It's actually also better for you because you could figure out a way to defeat us. Temporary stalemate. Let's pause the game for a second. Let's come back to this later.
My answer is yes.
Whoa. Actual chills, dude. I really like this story. This story is so mature and it has like so many tough choices. You're just gonna let the villain live on the home planet and get stronger. Oh my god, that's so cool. Okay, I want to move along to some of the characters on Earth because the gang's been away for so long. So there's definitely been a couple of changes. I'm so excited to see where everyone is at. I think Mark's mom I think she just broke up with Paul. Is she gonna get back with Omni-Man? And it says right here that Mark's been gone for 10 months, which means that motherfucker has a baby now.
Mark, you should go to Eve. She's not doing so well.
What are you talking about?
It's me. War's over. I'm back. Stop. Don't come any closer. What? Why? I don't want you to look at me. I love you, Eve. I've been waiting almost a year for this. Wait, what happened to her?
So, like, where is the child? Isn't there supposed to be a little baby running around right now? That was like the biggest thing that I was thinking about the entire time reading through this section. Just constantly thinking, hey, Eve, it's about time you show Mark your kid. This is something pretty important, right? Omni-Man and Debbie end up getting back together in this pretty beautiful, heartwarming scene. I wish everything could go back to the way it was before. No, things will never go back to the way they were because I will never lie to you again. Ooh. no. Oh my God. Oh my God. Good for them. Did you tell him? I don't know how. What is... Does he not have a child? So as I was reading, I was just thinking about why Eve felt so off that Mark was back. What could have made her gain weight? Why she just looked so sad and disappointed in herself. And I think my mind came to the same conclusion as when I finally flipped to the page where it showcases it. Eve had an abortion. Mark is not having a kid. Oh my God. I'm sorry. Wow. I really didn't expect, this story just keeps surprising me with how much more R-rated, mature it's becoming. It's honestly really unexpected, especially because of how this story started off. Wow. Eve, I'm sorry I did this to you. I love you. Oh my God. Oh my God. Wow, this story really took a turn. So there is no child. Eve got an abortion. How is this going to impact their relationship moving forward? This is pretty heavy stuff. You know what else is pretty heavy stuff? A dinosaur nuking Nevada. That happens. We'll get back to it. How are you guys doing? Yeah, it's day 6. This is bad. Yesterday and today, I have work, so pretty much barely gonna be making progress through the Invincible story. I'm on chapter 86. We have about 10 more issues in this volume, and then we're gonna be moving on to the final compendium. Alan, you can't do this. How could I not? Alan wants to nuke Earth with the Scrooge virus to kill all the Viltrumites and humans as well, actually, because their DNA is like 99.9% similar. Omni-Man and Alan proceed to battle it out. Alan just wants to end this. He just wants to be done with this. Omni-Man thinks, dude, this is crazy. And you know, personally, being a dude who lives on Earth, I think this is a little crazy as well. Please don't do this. Can we just stop to take a second to realize that like Omni-Man is the person we're agreeing with the most here? Like his development as a character has been incredible, frankly. I love the fact that he is making this decision and standing up against Alan. And then we see the best character in the entire series, Oliver, join the fight. This actually makes me really nervous. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Okay, so I figured Oliver was going to agree with this. Oliver joined the fight to help out his dad. But no, after hearing Alan's perspective, he thinks it's the right move as well. Crazy. What is Mark gonna think? Omni-Man is now fighting Alan and his son Oliver, but he's actually doing pretty good. I think this was pretty cool. There's one moment that really stuck out to me, and it's this panel right here. It's incredible. Omni-Man grabs a hold of Oliver and he just screams, "Don't make me." And then he like pauses for a second and realizes that he can't do this. He's not going to, after what he has done to Mark in the past. Somebody say character development. That shit is really cool. Look, dude, it was almost gonna be a repeat of Mark and Omni-Man. Well, that's touching that you've changed. Still though, I'm convinced you're an anomaly. The section all around was so beautiful. It's such a great moment. Alan ends up kicking Omni-Man's ass and he embarks on a journey to Earth with Oliver. We've got to go to Earth. Holy shit, dude. Alan and Oliver just went to Earth to tell Mark about the fact that they want to kill everybody. And Mark doesn't agree. Alan's like, yo, I beat Omni-Man. How do you even think you're gonna beat me? This just led to probably the craziest page turn I have experienced in this story so far. Genuinely, my jaw fucking dropped. That was awesome. And it's this. How is Mark gonna beat him? He has me. That's such a I'm him moment, bro. Thrag is so sick. That was so unexpected. A little bit earlier, I said that I thought that Thrag was probably going to be the final boss, but now I'm kind of a little confused. I don't know, is he? It would be cool if the final boss in all of this was Alan. I think that's sick. Fuck it. Don't even make it the Viltrumites anymore. Add some real stakes to the whole thing. Hell, make it Oliver, too. You know, you already got Oliver on Alan's side. Make him fight both of them. Oliver dives towards Earth with the virus in hand. Mark flies after him, screaming for Oliver to stop this. Mamma mia, what the fuck just happened? Mark, no, man. Mark, you gotta make it through this, buddy. You're invincible. Mark. Oliver, you fucking dumbass. You're the one that pulled the trigger. There's no way. And we've made it, ladies and gentlemen, to another one of my favorite moments in the entire series. Just everything involving this, with Mark Grayson getting hit with a virus and then the events following up later on. I'll talk about which ones they are. This whole section, I love it. I like it so much. Also, now I'm starting to realize that all the 3 moments I've chosen so far are about people getting wrecked. I promise that the final 2 moments aren't about that. Okay, one of the moments aren't about that. We'll see. Okay, so right now Thrag and Cecile are trying to heal Mark. I bet what's going to happen is they're going to create an antidote for the virus so that the virus isn't even an option anymore. I don't even think they're going to be able to use it. This is actually perfect for Thrag. I don't really know how to say this, but when we ran his DNA, well, he's a match. You are to tell no one. Do you understand? I'm sorry, no one can know. What does that mean? What does that mean? He just murdered him. What does that mean? Mark is a match? Yo, is this some kind of dating profile thing? I thought the dinosaur dude was going to be one of those side characters that, like, we were just going to not cut to anymore, but he's becoming such an integral part of the story. It's kind of crazy. Thrag was going to kill Mark, and then the dinosaur saved his life, which is pretty cool. I actually really fucking like this dinosaur dude, man. Mark just punched Alan, and his fucking arm came off. What is happening to this man? Mark has lost his powers, if that wasn't clear from this panel where he literally breaks his arm. This is actually impacting him a lot more than I would have personally guessed. Mark relied on his powers a lot. I guess his self-worth is very attached to these powers, and without them, he kind of feels like he's nothing. I'm not invincible, and I may never be invincible again. Mark isn't the only one heavily impacted by this because Oliver shows up with something he just really needs to say to his big brother. Oliver just apologized to Mark, saying that he almost killed him and he felt like shit. And he's like, man, if that's what a true connection is, and I was about to take that away from everybody on Earth, that would have fucking sucked. I haven't said who my favorite character is in a while. It might be Oliver at this point. It really might be Oliver. I feel like he adds such an interesting perspective to all of this, dude. I've already made it clear in this video that Oliver is my favorite character, but this moment is exactly why. Oliver has always seen things a little bit differently, but this moment in seeing him realize how much he has hurt Mark and his own selfish decisions, it was really nice to see. It completes his character arc, which I think was one of the best things to follow in the story. He now understands that life is such a precious thing and connections between people matter, and you can't just go around killing people just because you don't care about them, because there's other people in this world that do. It's so nice. Oh my god, here it is. Oh my god. You two used to be so close. What happened? Here's what happened. So as I've been scripting this video, one of the hardest things is deciding what I should keep in, what I shouldn't, what characters I should talk about, which ones I shouldn't. There's just so much in the story of Invincible, and it's kind of hard to condense it into a however long this video is. I don't even know at this point. But coming up on this next section, there's two characters that I really need to talk about. So here we go. This is Robot. We met him back in day one. He was a part of the teen team. These four characters have changed a lot since when we first met them at the beginning of the story. Duplicate is now with Immortal. Rex is dead. Eve, we know her story. And then we got Robot. Well, actually, he's not a robot anymore. He never was. He looks like this now. And people call him Rex. Just go with it, okay? Good? We're good. Okay. After the Guardians of the Globe got slaughtered, Robot took over as the leader of the team. And then this is Monster Girl, the second person we really need to go over. She is a new member of the Guardians of the Globe. She's 29, but she looks like a child because she has the ability to turn into a monster whenever she wants to, but she is cursed with her age reversing every single time she does so. Throughout this entire story, we've frequently been cutting to these two and getting updates on what they've been up to, which has been pretty nice. Robot uses Smart Dude Riz and tells Monster Girl, aka Amanda, that he's going to try to figure out a way to help her so that she doesn't keep reversing in age every single time she uses her powers. And Amanda really likes this to the point where, you know, they start going on dates and talking a little bit more, and they end up even getting in a relationship. But then we got to this section. I was just so confused. I felt like I missed the page or something because these guys look so much older now, and also they've broken up, and I don't know what's going on. I loved you more than anyone had ever loved anyone, and you threw it all away. All of it. After one single mistake. I'll never forget that. But what is it? Just tell me what it is. Oh, it's gonna tell me. Hold on. Do you remember the dimension hopping aliens that I mentioned back in day one? Well, they're back in the story. Rex and Amanda got stuck in their dimension. When they arrive, they have two goals. Number one, we're gonna try to get back to our own dimension, obviously. And number two, might as well do some good while we're here and free the enslaved. I don't understand. I don't understand why they aren't together. It doesn't make any sense. Everything looks great for them. Rex and Amanda are making sure that they save this dimension. I don't get it. Time works a little bit differently here. So the two of them ended up spending 700 years in this dimension coming up with a plan to overthrow the Empire. And they did. The enslaved is now free, and the free is now enslaved. You cared for everyone, and I thought that was wonderful. Seeing your affection for the Flaxians, I had no idea how concerned I should have been. Dude, did he cheat on her? When Robot came to power, the power went to his head. And Amanda wasn't really happy with how Robot was changing, and a choice was made. Are you surprised to see me? Surprised to see your son. Oh, he cheated on her! He fucking cheated on her! Oh my God! No way! You fucking bastard. Wait, no, wait. No, he didn't cheat on her. She cheated on her? Wait, what happened? How could you do this, Amanda? How did you hide this from me? Oh my God, she cheated. There was a lot going on, and I thought that I had all the time in the world. I realize now I should have made more time for you. I was so busy I failed to notice when you started to turn against me, the moment when I lost you. So Amanda cheated on Robot in secrecy, but Robot actually knew that Amanda cheated and knew the whereabouts of the child, so he gave the order to have that alien species executed. So for anyone who hasn't seen the story, I know this is like a lot to be dropping on you right now. The main thing I just need you to realize is that Robot, even though he loved Amanda for so long, he will stop at nothing to get what he wants, even willing to go as far as to betray the ones closest to him. And now that you're up to speed and know about Monster Girl, aka Amanda, and Robot, aka Rex, it is time to move on to the final day. Day 7. Hello, and welcome to the final day. Day 7 of reading all of Invincible in a week. I have cleared up my entire schedule for today. Thank God I did, because we have to read all this. The journey ends today. I've had so many mixed feelings while reading through the story. I don't even know what to think. Oliver is my favorite character. Mark, as a main character, he's so all over the place. I feel like I've been able to understand every single other character's progression through the story, but with Mark, he makes so many impulsive decisions, it's kind of hard to get a grasp of what that man is thinking. How is the story gonna go? How is it going to end? Am I gonna like the ending? Is this worth it? I've heard that there's some really cool things that happen in this part. I'm nervous. Let's get started. Chapter 97. Last time we checked in with Mark, he was powerless. Is that still the case? Who knows? Let's see what he's up to right now. I can't show this. Mark and Eve are having fun. She is having such a great time. Mark realizes his powers came back. Wow, what a great way to get back your powers. Creating life brings you life. This is Dinosaur. He's a character who kind of just showed up in the story and has just been a part of it ever since. I personally really like him as a character. This talking dinosaur has a very skewed perspective on things. He has the ideology that you should hurt the few to help the many. The dude blew up Las Vegas so that a field of solar panels could get put in its place.
So what if millions of people suffer? Millions will benefit from it.
Mark, a couple of issues ago, ends up teaming with the dinosaur so that they could together save the world. He should not have done this. You know, I trusted Dinosaur. I really thought he was a good guy, but it looks like he's attempting to murder everybody. And I'm thinking about it, why is Mark now starting to go against Dinosaur? This is my issue with Mark. He constantly is flip-flopping, doing this, and then he's like, no, that's bad, let me do this. No, that's bad, let me do this. Let me do this, let me do this. He's growing as a character, sure. It's just a lot. And when Mark was thinking about how it's great that Nevada fucking blew up, and then he went against Alan saying we should kill everyone on Earth with the Scrooge virus. Mark was pissed about that, but he's okay with Nevada blowing up. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. It's the same choice. Come on, we gotta grow some cojones here and stop making these stupid ass choices. I just need Mark to lock in. Invincible and Dinosaur end up battling it out. Dinosaur is actually winning, but Mark uses his special technique, Talk no Jutsu. AKA, let me just talk some sense into this guy. Surprisingly, that actually works. Dinosaur kind of ponders on the idea that maybe he's wrong, but also he just knows that he is very stuck in his ways. So honestly, if Mark wants anything to change, Mark's gonna have to kill him. And Invincible killed him. Whoa, dude. This is lit. Mark has decided to lock in. And after killing Dino, we see this really amazing moment with Eve where he's sitting down and he's talking about how he doesn't want to be childish anymore and he wants to start making better decisions and putting more thought behind his actions. He wants to overall live his life with more intention. No more surprises. Mark, I'm pregnant. Oh! What the fuck? Ain't no fucking way, boy. Dude, honestly, they should just dip. Just dip. Just leave. Mark, like, honestly, just give it up, bro. Just leave. Just go live with, like, Omni-Man and your mom and Oliver. Bring Eve with you too. Just dip. Just dip. Maybe I'm a wuss for saying this, but genuinely, I think Mark would be a lot happier if he just left, and he deserves to be happy too. The Viltrumites used to be led by a guy named Argyle, and then he died. He had a couple of sons, but we didn't really know who they were. Oh, it's Omni-Man and Invincible. They are heirs to the throne of the Viltrumite stuff, shit, whatever. Thrag wants to kill Omni-Man and Invincible so that he can continue having the throne. And he was doing that. You know, he was killing Omni-Man. Then the Viltrumites pulled up and they're like, yo, bro, we liked Argol because of his wisdom, not his power. Omni-Man's actually our guy. He's our G. And then Omni-Man says, let him live. Oh, dude, that's so cool. Oh my God, that's so cool. Top 10 anime moments. Insane. This is such a cool page. Omni-Man is now the leader of the Viltrumite army, and Thrag pretty much gets ejected. Goodbye. But like, what's the story moving forward here? I don't even understand. Omni-Man is in control of the Viltrumites, so that's not a threat that we're gonna do. Levi Aimstrong, or whatever the fuck that guy's name is, he thinks Invincible is dead, so he's not even a threat. What else do we have? Besides like Cecile being a twist villain. What is in the rest of these like 40 issues? Our time here will strengthen us, not weaken us. We will be an empire of peace, and we will flourish. It is a new dawn for the Viltrum Empire. All hail Emperor Nolan. Dude, this is so weird. So Eve is pregnant, and as a result, her powers are starting to act a little funky, and it's literally because of the baby. We find out that for these next 9 months, Eve really shouldn't be using her powers, or else the baby might die. I'm starting to think about it. I really liked Eve in the first issue. I thought she was such a fun character. But now that she's Mark's girlfriend, she's kind of just been pushed to the side to be a side character that's just worried about Mark. And I just feel like Eve had a lot more potential in the story. I kind of don't like that she's shackled to just be the female in distress. It's kind of disappointing. I hope in these final couple of issues, we get a little bit more from her. I thought she was a character with a lot of potential.
Okay, but also this is really adorable. They're getting married. Aww.
Bruh. Biggest bruh moment. Levi is back in the story, and honestly, I'm kind of happy about this because right now, we are back with the top 5 moments in Invincible. This is one of my favorite moments. This is really cool. Levi is holding Eve hostage, and he knows that she can't do anything because she'll risk killing the baby inside of her. When reading through the section, I just gotta say that this is just incredible setup. As a reader, we're just left in this position where we genuinely don't know where the story is going to go. Is Eve gonna use her powers to save herself and risk the baby's life? Or is she actually just going to be helpless and wait for Mark to come and do something? Mark ends up flying in to stop Levi, but he just gets sent to another dimension again. And it was in this moment that I started kind of seeing some cracks in this section. I felt a little underwhelmed just because this whole thing felt like a repeat of what happened before. Levi shows up wanting revenge. Mother and child are held hostage. Mark gets sent away to a different dimension. The scene honestly just felt like a giant copy and paste. But oh my God, man, was I wrong. As the story's been progressing, I've been kind of disappointed with Eve's character progression. I felt like at the beginning she was a very strong character and someone really cool to follow. And then when she got with Mark, everything just kind of regressed. She just kind of felt like she was this damsel in distress, constantly worrying about Mark, and pretty much just acting as a side character in his life. It was really sad to see. But this section, in my opinion, changes that. Because the person to defeat Levi isn't Mark. It's Eve, and it's really cool how she does it. Levi is here for revenge. He wants to hurt Mark and make Mark feel that pain that Levi feels deep inside of him. And Eve straight up just tells Levi how it is.
When Mark gets back here and defeats you, I'll get back to my life and I'll have his baby and we'll live happily ever after. My reward for not focusing on revenge. Do you ever stop to consider what you could be accomplishing if you stopped blaming Mark for something that wasn't his fault and instead decided to carry on with whatever mission you were trying to do in the first place?
This moment is spine-chilling. Eve has every right to feel the same way that Levi is feeling, to dedicate her life to revenge, to taking out Levi, just because Levi is the reason that Rexplode, Eve's past love, is dead. But you know what? That's stupid. Why would you live your whole life hell-bent on revenge? It's just a waste of time, dude. Levi takes this to heart, surrenders, apologizes, and then leaves. Everything in the world is good.
No, 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 no. This is not cool. Are you gonna tell her? Are you gonna tell Eve?
We're gonna be talking about her later. Right now, we have something else we need to go over. Mark isn't sure that Levi is gone for good, that he's not gonna show up randomly again and threaten his family. So he asks Robot to help him open a portal to get to Levi's dimension so that they can end this. Eve thinks it's just a waste of time. Please don't do this. But Mark refuses. Robot and Mark successfully travel to another dimension. They locate Levi. They locate the alternate version of Invincible. Everything's going great. And then the unthinkable happens.
Holy fuck. So Robot is the twist villain? He just killed Mark from a different dimension, killed Angstrom Levi, and left Mark there. He just left Mark in a different dimension. I didn't think Robot had it in him. This is awesome. This is insane.
Simply put, I have big plans, and you simply don't fit into them. Oh my god. Oh my god. What?
This twist with Robot was so cool to see. Genuinely caught me super off guard. Mark ends up spending like 6 months in this dimension trying to figure out a way to get back. He ends up doing so. He goes home to see Eve, and she is not happy.
Dude, this is insane. So Mark managed to successfully get back to his universe, but I don't think him and Eve are gonna make it past this. I'm not angry. I'm not even raising my voice. I'm just telling you how things are now. Welcome home, Mark. I'm glad you're alive, but I don't ever want to see you again. We're through.
Robot ended up telling Eve that Mark was dead. Eve went through a lot of hardships during those 6 months, and frankly, she's just tired of it. She's done. Okay, so that sucked, but this next part is even worse. Mark flies off and runs into this Viltrumite. The Viltrumites, yes, they're on Earth. They're tasked with the goal of repopulating, except she isn't really about it. She still sees humans as less than her, and she doesn't really want to repopulate with just some human. She wants to repopulate with her own kind. Mark is of her own kind. Do you see where I'm getting at? I didn't think the story would ever take this turn, but it does. This lady wants to be impregnated by Mark. Mark doesn't really want that to happen. She does not care. And the next couple of pages is literally the craziest. Oh my god. It literally caused me to walk away because I just could not believe that they did this. I'm pretty sure I can't really go into depth because of YouTube's policies, but you have an imagination. You could probably figure it out. The Viltrumite used Mark and flies off. And honestly, I feel a little weird talking about this section. I didn't really want to cover it, but it is such an impactful thing that happens to Mark in the story. So here it is. This is something that happened to him. Let's move on. Mark flies over to confront Robot, and Robot murders Cecile.
This story was so kid-friendly, and then it became so mature. Robot actually feels like a horrifying villain because of the fact that he's so smart. If it wasn't for Invincible, I feel like Robot would be the one handling everything, which he pretty much is. Like, he's a genius. I know the one weakness you can't overcome. Meet me at your house. Oh my god.
Eve's leg is gone, and she uses her powers. Mark grabs Eve and flies over to a nearby space station that his parents are currently living at.
Omni-Man, you're in control of the Viltrumites. You guys have chose peace. You guys have no enemies. Fuck that shit. Let's nuke the fuck out of Rex.
Robot, aka Rex, is enacting his plan to take over the world. He is unleashing an army of robots everywhere.
Dude, he's killing everyone. This is awesome. I am so in love with this right now.
This is when his one true love, Monster Girl, comes in. And oh my god, this section is so cool.
Why, Rex? Why? I loved you. Love? You're really not gonna help me? I won't. I want you to remember, you betrayed me first, but I will always love you. Dude, this is awesome. Rex, don't. There's still time to stop this. Rex. Oh my god! Oh my god!
Monster Girl thankfully gets saved by... Oh, bruh.
Mark, sorry to wake you. Would you like to hold her? Oh my god. Oh my god. She stabilized. The surgery is over. Oh, Eve's gonna survive.
Robot is now surrounded by Omni-Man and a bunch of the Viltrumites. But instead of fighting, he actually proposes an idea to Omni-Man.
Robot is trying to negotiate with Omni-Man and the Viltrumites. I don't really think that's gonna happen though. I don't think Omni-Man is going to turn. I think this is just all being set up to make us believe that Omni-Man is going to potentially join Robot's side. I really don't think that's gonna happen. You know what would be cool? Robot is threatening the idea that Omni-Man and the rest of the Viltrumites, they're low on numbers. What if we see a panel with a bunch of baby Viltrumites? Well, that wouldn't work because Mark got his powers when he was a teenager. Though that would be cool to see an army of babies. Nah, that's probably not gonna happen.
Cutting back over to Eve and Mark, we get this incredible moment.
I'm not going to leave you. I'll never do that again. Don't insult me. What? Don't make me out to be some scared child who can't be alone. That's never what this was. I've been a superhero longer than you. I can handle myself. I was mad at you. No, furious that you were risking your life to find Angstrom Levy because he might attack again. You abandoned me on a maybe. This isn't that. What Robot has done, that's very real. You sit on the sidelines during that, you're stupid. Keep cracking jokes like that and we'll never get back together. We're getting back together? Mark. Shut up and go save the world. Yes, ma'am. Dude! Dude, how many more seasons is it gonna take to get these moments?
Bro, this is like season 5 stuff. Damn, dude. Bro, I'm gonna be like freaking 30 by the time this story gets to this part. So is the rest of this book just him fighting Robot?
Mark confronts Robot. Mark, can we please have a calm discussion? Rex explains that yes, what he's doing might seem drastic, but it's change, it's progress. And honestly, Mark should just accept it. Rex is doing a lot of good for this planet. Most of the big bads we saw earlier in the series have been murdered. Crime rates are already going down. People are being protected. Robot just wants everybody to have a peaceful life. That includes Mark. What you do next decides what your future is. So what is it gonna be? We cut over to Mark and Eve. She asks him what happened. Mark simply responds with, he won. Which honestly is pretty cool. My personal viewpoint on this, I also kind of agree with Robot. It seems like he's actually doing a lot of good for the planet. He is helping people, and it does take a lot of the stress off of everybody else in the series. Now let's cut over to some of the other characters. Battle Beast is currently fighting Thrag.
Yo, okay, guys, remember when I said it'd be crazy if there was an army of Viltrumite babies? Yeah. There's an army of Viltrumite babies. Thrag is insane. Thrag is crazy. Oh my god.
Thrag went over to Planet Bug, and he is popping out babies left and right. So now I'm kind of going back to the idea that I think Thrag is going to be the final boss. A part of me thought it was Robot, but no. Now I'm like doubling down that it's Thrag. Now we cut back over to Eve and Mark.
Wow. They're gonna dip. They're gonna leave the planet. That's crazy. There's like 28 chapters left. Fuck, dude. I'm barely making any progress right now.
I'm trying my best to finish this challenge by tonight. The sun is starting to set. I probably had about 6 hours left in my day, and I'm not the fastest reader around. Eve and Mark now live on the planet Telescria, which is the home of the Coalition of Planets, and Oliver and Alan. They named their daughter Tara because it's like a little piece of Earth that they get to bring with them. I think it's really adorable. Oliver is a lot older now, and he is currently dating a bug. Freud was correct. Eve and Mark are trying their best to adapt to this new planet that they're living on. Battle Beast and Thrag's battle concludes. Thrag won. Oliver and Mark end up going to Planet Bug to finish the job that Battle Beast started, but Thrag is nowhere to be found. Instead, Mark finds this.
I'm at this section right now. Mark touches this bright light, and now we're here. Back where we started this whole thing. Dude, we're at the beginning of the story, but Mark already knows everything that he knew. But it's like this, what is going on?
I gotta be honest, when I first started this section, it really confused me. I didn't understand why we were going through the beginning of the story again, but with Mark already knowing what he knows now, he meets Eve, he gets his powers, Omni-Man confesses, but then we got to this part and it all made sense.
It's God. No, I don't know if it's actually God.
Mark has always wanted to be the best hero he possibly could, to save everybody, to not have people get hurt. And Mark, deep down, has been feeling like he's failed. This section serves as a way for Mark to redo everything, to have a second chance at life.
Everything Mark stood for throughout the whole story, everything Mark's been fighting for.
The thing is, if he were to redo everything, he probably wouldn't have ended up with Eve. His daughter Tara would have never been born. So when given the choice of if he wants to stay here and continue living how he thinks he would have wanted, or giving it all up and going back to the life that he has now, Mark decides, I have to give it up. I can't give up my daughter just for my desires. It kind of sounds like Omni-Man, how he left the planet because of his love for Mark, and he couldn't fill out his own desires.
Eve and Tara changed him.
I really like this section just because I feel like it could be applied to all of our lives. I think all of us have had moments where we royally screw up and we wish we could go back and do something over, or if only I did this, then this would have happened, and I wish I didn't do this, and oh my god, if only I knew what I knew now back then everything would have been good. Stop. Maybe you get that opportunity, maybe you do get to go back, maybe you do get to make different choices, but as a result, maybe you don't get to have the best parts of your life that you have right now. So Mark leaves, and he flies home.
Oh my god, how long has Mark been gone? Dude, his story is awesome.
When you were sent to the past, what happened? I learned I'm not a hero. What? They gave me a chance to save thousands of people, but instead I chose to come back. You're not a hero because you chose your daughter?
Genuinely, dude, oh my god, Eve is just such an amazing person. I just appreciate how understanding of a person she is. You know who's not that cool though? Oliver.
Oliver is working for Thrag? No, dude. What are you... What?
Oliver, man, you're my favorite character. Don't do this.
Cutting over to Earth, we see that Omni-Man and Robot have now teamed up. Thrag's army of babies have grown up
and they've grown up quick. And also, Mark has another child. Oh my God. Mark has a child with another woman. Oh my God. I think the most impressive thing about the story is that they keep coming up with plot lines to just throw in. I don't even understand how the story just keeps managing to evolve so much. It's had its low moments for sure, but right now it's on a roll and it just keeps finding new things to reinvent the story. Like, what? Mark went into the past. Thrag has an army of babies. Oliver's working for Thrag. Omni-Man and Robot are friends. Robot took over the world. How are you doing all of these random ass plot lines and all of it makes sense? How may we serve you, father? I have learned the location of a rogue Viltrumite. I want you to kill Mark Grayson. Oh my God. Okay, so we are on chapter 131. There is 144 chapters in total. So we're on like the final 13, 14 of them. So things gotta ramp up, okay? What's gonna happen? We're fighting Thrag, we're fighting Rex. What's going on? And Mark has a baby. What's happening with that as well? There's a lot set up here. Also, Oliver is feeding a bunch of information to Thrag. I don't trust that Oliver is actually evil. I honestly think he's probably gonna betray Thrag. I believe in my boy Oliver. He's my favorite character for a reason. Though I don't really like the mustache. I'm gonna be honest. I kind of liked when he was purple and clean shaven. In this corner, we have Thrag and his kids. And in this corner, we have Mark, Tara, and Eve. Who's gonna win? Team Thrag ambushes the Grayson family to their surprise. The Graysons are caught completely off guard by this. They try their best to protect Tara as much as they can. It's kind of no use. Don't do it. Yes, Oliver. Dude, this is so intense. Oliver joins the battle, and he's actually a good guy. I'm so happy. No, 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 dude, not in front of Tara. Look at this. Blood of Argal. Just looks like blood to me. Is he dead? Don't be afraid, child. It serves no purpose. It won't save you. You have my daughter. I have your son. This can end here. Just let her go. Don't kill her. Oh my God. Being a hero is bullshit. Dude, he actually killed him. Mark and Eve rush Thrag and his daughter to try to kill them, and they lose. They die. Dude, I don't even know what to think, man. It's a panel of Tara sitting in between a dead Mark, Eve, and Oliver. And they're alive. Okay, what the fuck, dude? You're alive. It was like before when Conquest nearly killed me. I rebuilt us. Did you make me stronger? At least a little, yes. Why didn't you fix Uncle Oliver? I tried, but it was too late. No. No! Dude, shut up. So, you know how I hate fake out deaths? Well, this story got me so used to those happening that when I got confirmation that Oliver is actually dead, I couldn't believe it. Why now? You know, all those other moments when characters fake died, you brought him back. But Oliver? Really? We gotta kill him? I'm so bummed out. Are you kidding me, dude? Oliver was so cool. Everyone attends Oliver's funeral. This made me so sad. Eve and Mark get married. This made me so happy. Mark punches Alan, rightfully so, because I knew pressing Oliver to meet with Thrag would cause him to test him. I made sure Thrag knew where Mark and Eve were. I was desperate. I saw no other way. And now my friend is dead. Alan is the reason this happened. All the homies hate Alan. You ready to go kill the guy who killed my brother? Fucking love this shit, dude. Okay, now it feels like we're starting to get to an ending. And honestly, I think I'm gonna be pretty satisfied with how this is going to end. We just need to go in, kill Thrag, and wrap up the story. Everyone lives happily ever after. I'm kind of okay with it. But yeah, there's one plot line we still haven't addressed. What about Mark's kid? I wonder if we're even gonna address that. Mark, even though he's upset with Alan, he knows that Alan didn't intend for this to happen. Anyway, Alan, Mark, Eve, and Omni-Man team up so that they can go over to Thrag and finish this once and for all. This is honestly a pretty good team. They got nothing to worry about. Whoa, holy shit. Dude, bro, how do you beat this? He has a fucking army of them. The plan still works. What are you talking about? Team Invincible brings the fight to Earth so that all of the other Viltrumites can actually join and partake in this battle as well, including her. Look, it's been about 5 to 6 years since that incident happened. She's changed a lot as a character. This little tiny moment in the section served as kind of a chance for redemption for her. She saves Eve's life and tells Eve to tell Mark that she's sorry.
Tell Mark I'm sorry. That I didn't understand what I was doing, but that I don't regret what I did. He'll understand when he sees him.
Whoa. No way you just said that shit to Eve.
While that's happening, ladies and gentlemen, Mark and Thrag are currently fighting on the surface of the sun. Let's get ready to rumble.
I wish you could hear me, because I just figured out why I'm going to win.
This right here is more than a fight. It is legit a roast session. Literally, they're getting fucking burned alive. Mark is bringing out the one-liners, and it is crazy what he is saying to this dude.
My enemy sent me his outermost protective shell to help me.
Where's your help?
Your own children ain't coming to save you.
Nobody cares about you.
My punches have the weight of everyone I care about and who cares about me behind them. Your punches have nothing behind them but your own strength. No room for peace. No room for compassion. No room for love.
Mark Grayson coming in with the nobody gives a fuck about you, and neither do I. Die.
Like I said, I wish you could hear me, but now you're dead, and I'll soon follow. My mind is racing, thinking of the potential for what we could have achieved, if only I could live to see it.
Alan!
The battle concludes, and oh my god, what a battle it was. This genuinely feels like a weight has been lifted off of our shoulders. The threat of the old Viltrum Empire has come to an end. But also something else came to an end. And here we are with my favorite moment in the Invincible series, Omni-Man and Mark's final conversation. You see, Omni-Man got injured pretty badly in this battle. And though the Viltrumites are able to regenerate, this time, the wound is a bit too fatal. I don't know if you could really see it in the recording, but it actually got me to tear up. I wasn't crying like crazy or anything, but genuinely, I am kind of shocked with how much this impacted me. Just seeing the final moments of this character and thinking about how far these two have come to get to this point, it just really impacted me. Omni-Man tells his son, Mark Grayson, "You changed me." I just love that.
Omni-Man was such a great character, and I kind of just wanted to sit with that and have the story wrap up there. But now we're having this robot plot line.
This is really annoying. Robot knows that Omni-Man died, so technically, now Mark has control of the Viltrum Empire. Robot thinks that Mark would use that power to turn against him, so he attacks Mark and the Viltrumites first. Insecurity! Part of me honestly doesn't even believe that Mark would have done that. Mark is left with the same choice he had to make with Dinosaur, so he does it again. He kills Robot.
It's been 2 weeks, Mark. You have to talk to him. He's your son.
So this next section of the story is a little awkward. I'm gonna try my best to explain why I don't like it, so bear with me. This is Mark's son, and we spend the next couple of pages going over his life and how he's getting used to being a superhero, and it just feels very similar to Mark's life at the beginning of the story, which is cool. I really don't know why, if you're trying to tell that story, you would focus it on Mark's son instead of focusing it on Tara, which is Mark and Eve's daughter, and Mark and Eve were the two main characters of this entire story. It feels like this should be Tara's moment and not Mark's son. It just felt a little awkward. But also, they do need to address this boy, so I understand why they put this here, because it would have been a little awkward if we just got introduced to him and then the story ended and we got nothing. Personally, what I think happened here is the author wrote himself into a corner. He was just like, oh, you know, I did just introduce the idea of Mark having another child into the story just to add some intrigue. But what do I do with him? Maybe I shouldn't have done this. Yeah, it kind of just feels weird. Anyway, let's start wrapping this up. Mark now has control of the Viltrumite army. And
oh my god, I never even thought about this. Eve isn't a Viltrumite. She was gonna die naturally. They were gonna outlive her. Oh my god, I never even thought about that. Bro, I fucking hate Eve so much with a burning passion. She keeps fucking reviving, and it's pissing me off. That's 3 times. She got my ass 3 fucking times.
Dude, I have fallen for this 3 times now. I actually cannot believe how many fake out deaths are in the story. I am happy she makes it to the end, though.
There's so many things that remind me of something my father once said to me. It was during our big fight. He looked down at me and said, "What will you have after 500 years?" Huh.
That's it.
What will you have after 500 years? You, Dad. I'd still have you.
And in the end, Mark had everything, except for Omni-Man.
I really like that ending. That's all of Invincible, and it's 11:52. Oh my god, that took forever. I usually like to end my videos off just super abruptly because I think it's really funny. But for this video, I kind of just wanted to give a couple of closing thoughts. This video was originally supposed to take like 10 days, and then I got really carried away, and I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry that I didn't post for like a month. But if you made it to this point in the video, genuinely, I really appreciate you. I'm really nervous about this video. I don't even know how it's going to perform, but I put a lot into it. I'm personally really proud of it. So even if it flops, I don't really care. Overall, yeah, I was pretty hesitant going into the story of Invincible. I didn't like it at first, but I will say, dude, it's a banger. It's a banger. It is so good. My initial score when I first finished it was about an 8.5 out of 10. After spending the last month of my life just absolutely absorbed inside of this series, yeah, I still think it's an 8.5. I don't know. There's some flaws at the very beginning that kind of hinder it for me. But oh my god, its highs are so high. I really can't wait for the series to be fully animated. I'll probably be 30 by the time that happens. Oh my god. I'm going to try to upload a little bit more regularly from now on. So stay tuned. And if for whatever reason you're new here, please hit the subscribe button. I want to get to 10,000 subscribers really badly. But okay. That's it. More videos coming soon. I don't know if they're going to be over an hour long like this one though. Bye, guys.